What's up, guys? Mr. Schwo, how's it going? What's up? This is King of the Hill on Blood Drive, and I got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about today. But I just want to point out that this is the game I got level 100 in. It doesn't feel like too much an accomplishment because the game only came out like 3 months ago, and everyone's already level 100. A lot of people on my friends list were already there. But whatever, it's good to be done. It's nice to have the wings and the Gold Omen set, which is probably the most underrated skin set in the game. Nobody wants to talk about how good it is because it's the level 101, but it really is awesome, at least in my opinion. All right, a couple of things. There were some award shows this weekend, as some of you might have heard. And the first one was the IGAs, which was it seemed like it was something between Machinima and Inside Gaming. Honestly, I could have did some research on this, but I didn't. But anyway, that was a significant award show because when you think of Machinima and that whole audience, you think of Call of Duty and you think of Battlefield. You don't really think about Gears. But they gave Gears best multiplayer game to a pretty big audience of Call of Duty and Battlefield players that, as you could tell from the YouTube video, were pretty hurt about the decision made there. And even FPS Russia, who gave out the award, looked shocked when he opened the envelope and saw Gears. You could kind of see him; he was like, "Whoa, wow!" But I'm just gonna say it. I feel like Call of Duty and Battlefield were both games that mailed in their multiplayer this year. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that about Battlefield, but in 2011, and when I go into matchmaking, I expect to end up on the team with the people I'm playing with. That wasn't the only problem, but I mean that's just ridiculous. Come on. And Call of Duty, I liked it at the beginning, I really did, but then you realize there's no substance to the game at all. The main problem with Call of Duty is with Black Ops, which I think was the best Call of Duty game of all time. They built off of Modern Warfare 2, and the problem with Modern Warfare 3 is it also built off Modern Warfare 2. It didn't build off the success and these slight shortcomings of Black Ops like Ghost and all that. It just built off Modern Warfare 2, and they added the trophy system. So they fixed noob tubing and added the trophy system. Well, what else did they really do? Not really anything. So that's my opinion on that. Then they had the VGA. Oh, and one more thing about that though, with all those Call of Duty kids and Battlefield kids that saw that, hopefully we'll get an influx of players on this game because let's face it, 8th place on the live charts kind of sucks. Yeah, especially when there's more people playing Halo Reach, and I find that to just be absolutely absurd. This is the only multiplayer that isn't plagued by a myriad of stupid issues. A lot of people overrate the issues in this game, and a lot of the things people say are issues aren't. And that's the truth. The Retro Lancer and the Sawed-Off. Those are not issues. Yeah, maybe the Sawed-Off was at the beginning, but they nerfed it, and no one really uses it anymore. If you're still complaining about those things, it's time to take a good hard look and ask yourself just how good you really are at the game. But that's about all I got on the IGAs. I just can't believe that the Machinima Award Show gave Gears Best Multiplayer of the Year. I thought for sure it would be Battlefield. I didn't think they'd give it to Call of Duty because of the obvious mailing in. But I didn't think they'd give it to Gears is what I'm trying to say. So hopefully that'll get people to come on the game. Last night we had I guess an award show, if you want to call it that. Also, they had the VGAs, which was just no one really takes the VGAs too seriously, but this year was just an absolute joke. And they gave best online shooter to Call of Duty. Ooh, let's not do any research and just give it to Call of Duty. That's what happened, and we all know it. And then they have best multiplayer, and they give it to a game that doesn't have a multiplayer. I have nothing against Portal. I have Portal. I like it. But, in today's day and age, multiplayer and co-op are not really the same thing anymore. When you play Horde, do you think you're playing multiplayer? No, you feel like you're just playing with your friends, an extension of the campaign experience. And the multiplayer experience nowadays means versus multiplayer. Things of that nature. And two-person co-op that you can beat in about an hour and a half is not becoming of something that was the best multiplayer game of the year. And I don't think anybody will dispute that. But that's Valve getting an award because they're Valve, and that's just what happens. Some other things that came out of last night were, Skyrim got Game of the Year, and I don't think anybody's surprised about that. People have been overrating that game since I first heard about it. I gotta tell you right now, I haven't played it, but I doubt it's even half as good as what people say. It's just a single-player game that nobody's going to be playing in February. But anyway, that's my personal view on that. I don't think you can give Game of the Year to a game that no one's going to be playing in a few months. But, whatever. My opinion does not matter on this. But yeah, like, honestly, Portal, I just don't see it. Like, maybe if it was an immersive, like, long co-op experience, whatever. But it wasn't even that. It was just an hour and a half. So, yeah, that's... yeah, there's one more thing that came out of the VGA's Fortnite, Epic's new game. And, you know, everyone's really, really hating on it. And, you know, I'm going to come out and I'll just say that I didn't really look too... It didn't really, like, catch my eye at all. But that said, it was like 30-second, like, a 30-second teaser trailer. You cannot base your opinion on a game, like, off that. We have to wait until we see a little more before we all pass judgment, I think. That said, right now it kind of looks like if they combine Toy Story and Horde and throw in some zombies. Which to me doesn't, you know, it doesn't sound that interesting. But, you know, like I said, we'll have to see. You never know. It may be the greatest game ever. You have to find out. You can't just freak out over 30 seconds of teaser. There's just nothing to it. All we know is that it's going to be some kind of a zombie game with graphics similar to like Team Fortress 2. To be honest, I kind of think it's going to be an arcade game, but you know, who knows? Like I said, all you can really do is wait and see. But yeah, that's all I got on award shows for now. I'm going to change the subject up a little bit and talk about yesterday's Gears tournament, the NJ Halo tournament, the King of the Couch, whatever you want to call it. And it was a pretty good event. It was much, much smoother than last time. For those of you who don't know, the last NJ Halo Gears tournament ran until like 3 in the morning. In fact, they never even ended. They got kicked out the hotel. They never got to declare a winner or anything. It was the whole thing was pretty preposterous. And they actually kind of ran into some problems again with that this time. They were threatened to be kicked out much, much earlier this time. And in fact, for some reason, they went to the same hotel. I don't really know what the complications are, as I have nothing to do with the event, but I would think that you would want to find a new hotel after that. And sure enough, they had problems again. But that was because one of the teams decided to not play for an hour. Like, I don't know exactly what happened, but I know that Cream, the guy who was streaming the event, who's a pretty big name in the Gears community, was complaining about the team that I think Funeral Fam or whatever it was. They delayed like everything for like an hour. They just warmed up for an hour. They refused to play. Like, it's just so stupid. And they ended up winning the event because they slowed everything up. It came down to like one game of King of the Hill for their semifinal match, and they got lucky and like snuck into the finals. And then they faced Raw Talent in the grand finals, and they beat them 2-1. But you know, for those of you who are familiar with the gaming tournaments, when you come out of the losers bracket, you have to kind of win twice in the finals. You know, because the team that is in the finals from the winner's side never lost a match. They don't get their second chance like everyone else got, like the team they're facing in the finals. Because you know the finals is always one team from the losers bracket and one team for the winners bracket. So that winners bracket team, you know, has to get their second chance. And Raw Talent, unfortunately, was not able to do that because of the delay of the tournament by the team that they ended up facing in the finals, and that's just not fair. I don't like. They were all complaining about it, but honestly, you know, when you run these events, you got to lay down the law. You have to know what's going on. You can't let these teams do whatever they want. And that's what happened last time, and that's why you didn't have a winner. And thankfully, that didn't happen this time. You know, we got to see a somewhat conclusive end to the tournament. I know a lot of people were happy to see Raw Talent lose. I just don't get that, but it doesn't really matter. You don't do that. You don't let people get away with it. Because I wonder if those were a bunch of randoms in the community, like what would have happened? They would have been disqualified probably. I know there were some names on that Funeral Fam team. I wonder if that played anything into it. But that said, I got to call out that King of the Hill is definitely the best competitive game type in this game, at least from a spectator perspective, as I get absolutely just raped there. King of the Hill on Rustlung especially, that surprised me. Like a lot of the people were complaining because of the silverback, but I mean, like it's just, is it really any different than having a boom shot on the map? You know, you just gotta wait 5 minutes for it to spawn. And Raw Talent in the finals just like refused to even like attempt to try using the silverback. I kind of you got the feeling they felt like they were too pro for that, And that kind of cost them Rustlung. Let's be honest. They just sat there and they let them keep picking up that silverback over and over. And the silverback's just devastating in multiplayer. It is, whether you like it or not. It's absolutely legit in the multiplayer on that map. That map doesn't have a lot of power weapons. All it really has is nades. So that kind of having that there kind of like makes it work. You're always finding you can't have execution or TDM on that map really, but for King of the Hill, it kind of works because you have that objective that's forcing players to move the entire time, and then in the middle of the game you introduce this big power weapon that can change the game. It really just makes for good gameplay. I know it's not, not everyone's going to see that as the most competitive thing, but what people need to realize is you got to keep it interesting for the spectators. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but you got to do it. And King of the Hill on Rustlung goes a long way in doing that. People were loving the silverback. The whole crowd was cheering. They were going nuts. It was fantastic. It made for a good gameplay. It was fun to watch, and I hope they keep King of the Hill on Rustlung because that is a game type that works. I was very impressed by all the King of the Hill maps. Really, I mean, even on Hotel and just Dry Dock, the King of the Hill matches on Dry Dock are just so good. They're always even. Like, the action is ridiculous, and even the spawns are pretty good. There's not that many bad spawns on it. Like, yeah, the spawns can help in King of the Hill. It's gonna happen, but you know what? You win some, you lose some with that. And hopefully, you hope Epic changes the spawning system. Maybe they will. Who knows? Maybe they won't. But right now, that's what you got to deal with. And overall, the tournament, they're always fun to watch. And oh man, and this was the first big tournament that had spectator mode. And man, was that just so good. It was so easy. Like the last NJ Halo, Cream would have to go into the games and they'd have to kill them, and then they could start playing. And that just looks so sloppy. And now with spectator mode, you don't have to really worry about that anymore. And it just gives such a good presentation for the commentators, the play-by-play guys, and just analyzing gameplay and just looking at what's going on. It really just changed things so much. And for those of you that follow my live stream, we do it almost every night. I'll spectate and we commentate pickup matches like it's the MLG finals. But you see how much fun it is, and all the great views and different angles you get to see. It's just fantastic. This game is just where it's at right now. I'm not changing my opinion on that at all. And hopefully people are going to realize that, the Machinima crowd realize. Like I said, I just love that look on FPS Rush's face. And he's like, oh, you could see, he realized Gears 1. And he's just like, what? I'm sure he thought he was about to present that to Infinity Ward or DICE. But no, it was all about the Gears this year. So speaking of tournaments, it's about a month away from my tournament, the New Year 2012 4v4 Showdown. With we got 2 pro teams in there now. We got MBN, the Business, and Legacy. So this is I'm really excited about it. This is a really good opportunity for me and my brother to show what we can do to a large audience. And that's another thing I want to point out. Also, speaking of large audiences, that NJ Halo tournament yesterday, I think actually got up to 8,000 viewers or something ridiculous like that. And I couldn't even find the Call of Duty stream for that tournament yesterday. But I know they didn't even come close to touching that one. So I heard they didn't get any higher than a couple thousand. But yeah, so this community, and it's starting to seem alive again. Just when it looked like it was completely dead, it's waking up. Things are happening. Hopefully we get more events and things like community-run events, like what I'm doing. I like stuff like that. Hopefully, I heard Cream's gonna start doing stuff like that too. That's what we need. We just need people to be proactive in the community and just stop being annoying. Just stop rejecting everyone who wasn't pro for 20 years. New players need to come in. You feel like half of the big names in the community have a clue, and the other half just don't. And yeah, it's about all that. All I got on all that. It was a pretty. We got Ram Shadow coming tomorrow, so I'm actually trying to win early right now. There's a contest over at the Epic Forums to put up a badass picture or a cool picture of General Ram. I know somebody got the random win. I'm hoping Cher will choose me for the other one, but I think it comes out tomorrow anyway, so. Either way, we'll be playing it real soon. I'm excited about it. How could you not be? It's a whole new Gears campaign without a new game. It's going to be so good. And it involves General Ram, the best bad guy ever in video games. I can't wait. We're going to be playing as General Ram in this DLC and everything. All new characters for multiplayer. It's going to be fantastic. This game is coming to an end. Oh, yeah. I just want to briefly touch on the weekend event, Brothers to the End. It's just basically a more intimate TDM. With the 2-on-2. Yeah, it didn't really catch my eye too much. I know a lot of people do like it, so hey, more power to you. But that's going to do it for the gameplay. There it is, level 100. Very excited to get that done, and just overall really good weekend for gaming and for Gears and all that. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.